Well, Val, you sure did come into this world in an unusual way. I'm gonna make your first promise to you. From now on, your life is going to be perfect. It's gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
Hi. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're amazing. Last night, you gave birth to this beautiful little boy. And we took a boat from Libya to here. And right now, you've managed to look more beautiful than I think I've ever seen you.
It's the glow of motherhood.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
You know, I think we can make it. I really do. I think we can make it, you, me, and Adam in Oakdale.
No, we're gonna make it. I'm gonna make you the same promise I just made your son, our son here. From now on, our lives are gonna be perfect. Yeah?
Oh, Lord, hold it. It's not easy being honest about your feelings.
I know that, Angel.
But I had to be. After all you've done for me. When Caleb admitted that he never really loved me, I wasn't sure that I could go on. And then suddenly, you were there. You were so kind to me. You made me believe that I still had something to offer a man.
You do. You're special. You're very special. And I'm gonna keep you believing that. I'm glad that we can be so upfront with each other. That you understand that I love Lily. I don't ever want there to be any misunderstandings between us.
Miss Walsh, did you find Holt?
Yes.
You're leaving so soon. Is something wrong?
Please, Mr. Lang, I do not want Holden to know I was here. Please don't tell him.
All right.
Tonio. Yeah, you scared me half to death. What on earth are you doing outside Josh's apartment?
I think you should answer that question, Meg. Why did you lie to me and tell me that you're going to the movies with Pam?
I did go to the movies with Pam. I just drove her home to do some studying, and then I stopped by here to make sure that Josh was all right, because he's going through a horrible time.
His horrible time is none of your concern.
Well, yes, it is my concern. He's a friend and I care about him. How many times do I have to say that before you get over this jealousy and suspicion? What is this thing you have about Josh anyway?
You're the one that seems to have a thing about Josh. Why are you always defending him?
What's going on here?
This is the Emmy Award-winning As the World Turns.
Everything's fine. I was just...
You don't owe him an explanation. This is none of his business.
Oh, yeah? As long as you're on private property and making enough noise to wake up the entire neighborhood, you very well owe me an explanation.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize we were talking so loud. I was just telling Tonio that I stopped by your house after going to the movies to make sure that you were all right.
I already know all that, Meg. What I don't know is what he's doing back here.
I was looking for my wife again. Looks like I found her this time, doesn't it?
Can we please
Looks like
finish
it
this at
doesn't.
home?
Yeah. My car's out front.
I have my own car.
Oh, you do? I wonder where it is. It wasn't in the driveway.
When I came up the driveway, the steward's house was dark, so I parked on a side street. Can we please go? Will you just walk me to my car?
You gonna be okay?
Yes, I'm gonna be fine. Please stop worrying about me, okay? I hope you feel better in the morning.
Thanks. Thanks. I appreciate you stopping by. If you need anything, call.
She won't. And the next time some woman is smart enough to dump you, why don't you work through it on your own like a man?
Tonio!
Suddenly feel so embarrassed.
Please don't. You were just being honest with me. And I respect that a lot.
Thank you. You know, everything I went through with Caleb, It taught me that two people can't have any kind of relationship, not even a true friendship, unless they're honest with each other. It's a hard lesson, but an important one.
I had to learn that one myself. My marriage with Emily was built on dishonesty.
Is that why you held back with Lily?
That's exactly why. I don't want what I've been through to touch her. But time and the perspective it gives you, it heals things. It gives you hope. Tomorrow afternoon, Emily and I are going to be divorced. And I'll finally be free to start mending things with Lily again. Give her the future that she deserves.
I'm happy for you, Holden.
And the same thing's gonna happen for you, Angel. I know you don't believe that now.
I almost do believe it when you say it. You have been kinder and sweeter to me than anyone else I've ever known. But it's time for you to stop worrying about me and start concentrating on your future with Lily. I know how much you wanted to be with her tonight.
Yeah, I did, but your father really wanted me to stay here to discuss business.
Business? Ever since he divorced my mother all those years ago, business has ruled his life. That's why he never understood my feelings for Caleb. But let me tell you something. There is nothing in the world that is worth giving up the person that you love. You tell my father that you've got to go back right now. Don't wait. Go back to Oakdale. Go back to Lily tonight.
Lovely night, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
Mr. Lang, if it's okay with you, I would really like to go back to Oakdale tonight.
Well, it's rather late to call my pilot.
Oh, he doesn't need to use the plane, Daddy. He has his car. He can drive back. It's very important that he go home tonight.
Please, Mr. Lang. I don't want Holden to know I was here.
I never could say no to you, Angel. All right, Holden, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Lang. I appreciate it.
Sorry the way you found out the truth.
Hey, don't. It's over. We're gonna spend all our time now worrying about our future, not our past. And speaking of time, it's gotta be close to 4 a.m. Let us get some sleep. What do you say?
Sounds good.
Oh, I'm gonna sleep like a baby.
Oh, from my experience, babies don't sleep. They're up at all hours.
Well, we're gonna experience it all together as a family. Can you believe this? We're gonna be a family. You, me, Leanne, Adam.
Leanne, speaking of Leanne, you haven't called her since you've been here. She's probably worried to death.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna call her because she's dead asleep by now. Today was her first day of high school, you know. Wonder how it went. And she's really responsible for me being here.
Really?
Yeah. I told her I was filing for divorce. She said a piece of paper wasn't going to change the way I feel about you, and I wasn't going to be happy until I saw you face to face, and I knew she was right.
John, did I do the wrong thing by leaving? Could you have handled it last spring?
I don't know. That's history. Let's get some sleep. Good night.
Good night.
Oh, I'm so sorry. There. Your teeth are chattering?
It's not my teeth.
Oh, no.
Not my knees. It better not be the landlady. I mean, she's usually here at the crack of dawn, but this is too early.
Yeah, who is it?
Yeah, it's young Dr. Casey Peretti, intrepid doctor of Oakdale, come to check on a mom and her baby.
Is this the Casey Peretti I know? The same. What a surprise. How you doing?
How you doing?
Welcome.
That's Mom. Mom, I'm just fine. Really, I am. And you know what? I love you for worrying, but I wish you'd stop so I can hang up the phone and we can all get some sleep.
Yeah, this is the best-looking newborn I think I've ever seen.
I love you.
Of course, he's going to have some competition for that title when Casey Jr. comes into the world. But not right now.
Okay, Gramps. I've just finished talking to Mama, and now I want to hear why you came to Greece without being announced.
Well, just in case you've forgotten, you've been unreachable for the last day and a half, and Lila was worried sick.
Yeah, I know. I'm just suffering her aftermath now.
Yeah, well, she was driving us both nuts, so we thought the best thing for me to do was to come over here and get the scoop and put her busy little mind to rest.
Well, it's not resting very well. She's very worried about what we're going to tell people when we go back to Oakdale.
Well, I gotta be honest with you. Now that I know, I don't blame her. You know, Craig and I have been covering up and lying for about 6 months, and it hasn't been easy. And now you're talking about a whole lifetime of covering up. Well, from my experience, I think y'all are gonna do just fine. Uh-huh. Well, you know, I'm not worried about us, Tom. I'm worried about the three of you. Are you sure you can pull this thing off? I mean, sooner or later, you're gonna want to go back to work, right? And that means dealing with Hal every day. Now, how are you gonna handle that?
I've worked very hard to keep him from finding out this long, and I have even more reason to now.
Well, he's certainly not going to hear it from me. Okay, then what about John? You know, he's not exactly famous for his discretion, and his wife happens to be
John promised that he wouldn't say a word to anybody. He gave me his word on that, and I believe him.
Okay. You say so. I'm going to let you guys get some sleep.
Wait a minute. No. You're not going out like that. Something's still bugging you, and I want to hear about it. And I want to hear honestly.
Okay. What are you going to say to Hal if and when he puts 2 and 2 together and starts asking you some really tough questions? Like about the fact that you and he were living together just 1 month before you got back together with Tom. The guy can count, you know. And so can his wife.
Coming! Coming. Oh, boy. Coming!
Oh, boy, am I ever glad to see you.
Oh, yeah? Show me.
Yeah, I'm showing.
I couldn't even wait to get the keys out of my purse. I wanted to get in this house so fast.
Maybe we should close the door before the neighbors call Vice.
Oh, good idea. Good idea. Oh, is it good to be home?
Yes.
I have no idea.
It's good to have you home.
Yes.
Tell you what, why don't we go in here?
Yes.
Why don't you sit down on this couch with me? We'll relax, and we'll have a drink. And we'll just look at each other until the kid comes home.
Oh, the kid. Where's the kid?
The kid's with Leanne, which is just fine with me because I'd like some time alone with my wife. There are times if you gotta call him.
Oh, no, I don't have Tom. Tom's not here. What's going on with Tom anyway?
Well, all that I can tell you is that Tom found Margot in Greece day before yesterday. Everybody's been calling the number on the card that you gave to Lisa, but so far nobody's been able to get in touch with him, and he hasn't called anybody here. That's all I know.
Strange.
Yeah, and Casey Peretti flew to Greece this morning. Even stranger. Be back with those drinks.
Margot's number. Now I know what happened to Craig's other card.
You don't have to be afraid to be alone with me. I know it came off a little strong-armed at you in the beginning, but, well, I just thought you were another pretty girl. Pretty girls to me have always been fair game. But since that's not the case anymore, I'd really like you to be able to trust me, okay? Good. Listen, I've had kind of a bad day. I really could use a hug.
How you doing, Caleb?
Pond's beautiful out in the moonlight, isn't it? Kirk, I thought you left a couple hours ago. Yeah, I did. Went back to Oakdale all depressed because I couldn't change Iva's mind about going to Southampton tomorrow. But after sulking around for a little while, I thought I'd come back here and try another tack.
Well, I hate to break the bad news to you, but Iva's already packed. She went to bed about an hour ago.
Oh, I didn't come out here to talk to Iva. I came to talk to you. I want you to convince her that it's not a good idea to go meet her natural father.
I'd like to help you, Kirk, but once Iva's made up her mind, no mere mortal can change it.
Well, I think you could, if you presented it to her in the right way. For example, we all know that Iva would do anything for Lily. So you could tell your sister that you're concerned about Lily, that she's going through a rough time with Holden, and that that's the time that a daughter needs her mother most. Look, you came to me a month ago with a bunch of financial problems, and I got you out of a jam by arranging for that loan from Lucinda, didn't I?
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that, Kirk. I've been thinking about it, and I don't really think I'll need that loan, so I think I'll pay it back.
Anytime. But just remember that in addition to the $10,000 in principal you owe Lucinda, you will also owe her $3,000 in interest.
No problem. Got your check next week.
Really? Come on, Caleb. You don't have 13,000 bucks. You don't even have the 10,000 that you got from Lucinda in the first place. Not after you bought that pin for Lily's birthday and the car payments that you have and hanging out at the cellar every night's got to put a dent in your bank account.
Listen, you don't know squat about what's in my bank account, friend.
I know a lot more than you think I do, friend. For example, I know that you were up to your ears in debt in Chicago before you came here, that you had to sell most of the contents of your swinging bachelor pad to try and get out of it. I also know what Holden's paying you for working here, and I also know what you made when you worked for Lang Furniture.
Now, how do you know how
because
much
I run a full financial check on everybody who takes a loan from my boss. So, why don't we start talking about the specifics of what you're going to say to Iva?
Why are you so determined to keep Iva from meeting Jared Carpenter?
That's my business.
Yeah? Well, I got another question for you. Why did you call Holden pretending to be Marvin Schubert so that you could get Holden rushing back to Chicago on some fake emergency?
The next time some woman is smart enough to dump you, why don't you try to get through it on your own? Like a man.
I'm fine. Please stop worrying about me, okay?
Maggie's right. It's her life. Oh, God, Betsy. I miss you. Whenever I couldn't find the answers, you could. Come on in. Lily!
Hi, I know it's late, but I really need to talk to someone. Do you mind?
You can come here any time of the night or day, you know that. Hey, what's wrong? Wait a minute. I thought you were on your way to Chicago.
I went, but I wish I hadn't. When I went out on the Langs Terrace, I saw Holden and Angel in each other's arms.
I'm sure there must be a logical explanation.
You didn't see the way that he was looking at her. And the tone in his voice. I've never heard him talk to anyone like that except for me. Oh, I felt like I was dying inside. So I just turned around and I left before they even saw me. I got on the plane and I just came straight here from the airport. I didn't know where else to go.
You came to the right place. Look, is it possible that maybe you misinterpreted what you saw? Now, I've never been one to stick up for Holden, but I've never been one to deny that he loves you.
I wanted to believe that too. But so many things have come between us. Holden's marriage to Emily, me living with Dusty. You know, I figured after it was all behind us, that we would find each other again. I just think too much time has passed. I really do. I don't know. I think while I've been waiting and hoping, I think Holden has fallen in love with Angel. Oh, Dad. Oh.
What's wrong, honey?
I just feel so cold.
Mr. Lang? Holden. Ready to leave?
Yeah.
just want you to know that this account is very important to both Craig and me, and I hope that my going back to Oakdale tonight...
No, not at all. We're just sad to see you go. We've grown used to having you around, haven't we, honey?
Yes. Well, you drive carefully, Holden, and good luck with everything tomorrow.
Thanks. You have my work and home numbers, so if you need me for anything, you just...
Go on and go. You got a long drive.
I hope it goes well. Please give our regards to your mother.
I will.
He's become very important to you, hasn't he?
Yeah, too important.
I don't understand.
Holden has been so kind to me these past few weeks. I started hoping for something that can never be. We just had a long talk. He was honest with me. I wanted him to be. I had enough dishonesty with Caleb.
Oh. Angel. All I want is for you to be happy.
I know. But I have to face the fact that I'm not going to find my happiness with Holden. He is in love with Lily Walsh, and I have to accept that. I have to keep my feelings under control. I thought it might help if I could go away for a while.
Away?
Yes. Two of my girlfriends from school are living in Europe, and Mary Lee Emerson's family is going over in a little while, and I refused their kind invitation a few weeks ago, but I'll accept it now. I have to go away, Daddy. I can't stay here so close to Holden. It hurts too much.
I know, sweetheart. I know. It's been many years since your mama and I were divorced. And I still feel that hurt. You were hurt once already. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure you are never hurt again.
You have any idea how much I missed you?
No, tell me.
I must have thought about you 1,000 times a day.
1,000? I'm surprised you had time with all the interviews, publicity, and the buying. It sounds like you were on a real whirlwind.
Well, it was a very lonely whirlwind without you there to share it with me.
Shucks.
It's true. More and more every day I realize that you're my anchor. You and your love are the only thing that got me through that episode in New York, the orchids, funeral wreath.
Barbara, we still don't know if James had anything to do with that.
Any idea what happened to Officer Simpson?
No, I'm going to call Lombardi first thing in the morning, find out why he disappeared like that. I mean, there was just no reason for Simpson to walk out like
We
that.
both know what the reason was. James.
Barbara, let's not talk about James anymore, okay? Let's just enjoy this time alone. Something else bothering you?
I'm just a little puzzled. I mean, Tom goes rushing off to Greece. He finds Margot, and he doesn't call anyone.
Well, my hunch is that they probably saw each other, realized that they were still madly in love, and have spent the entire time clutched in each other's arms.
Then why'd you leave in the first place?
It beats me. It really beats me. You tired?
Yeah. I'm a little achy from the flight, too.
Tell you what, why don't I fix you a nice hot bubble bath, and then we'll finish catching up in the bedroom.
Twist my arm. Enough.
Call you when your bath's ready.
Okay, Craig. Be there.
Hello? Hello?
We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment. continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment. And now part 2 of As the World Turns.
Hello? Is anybody there? That's weird. Hung up.
I bet it was lies. She's probably just worried and ashamed to admit it. She'll call back.
Oh, I hope not. We all need our sleep.
Yeah. So, John and Craig, I guess, are at that little hotel I stayed at last time, right? I guess I better go check in. Listen, congratulations. You guys take care. Get some sleep, all right?
Thanks, sir. Case, listen, I know you're having a few reservations about how Margot and I decided to handle this thing. Just don't worry about it, because it's going to work out, because we're all going to make it work.
I hope so.
Don't hope so. No so.
No, so. See you all later, okay?
All right. Okay, I see you're a little worried about what Casey said about Hal. There's just no reason for him to ever know. I mean, like you said, when Dr. Samuels examined you and told you were pregnant, you thought it was my baby.
That was before she told me I had conceived in December. I mean, Casey's right. Hal can count.
Oh, fine. Then just tell him that Adam was born a few weeks ahead of time. There's no reason for him to question that.
No, there's not, because I've never lied to him before. Sooner or later, he's going to start asking.
Fine, then we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, okay? Together. We're not going to be able to cross this room if we don't get some sleep. What do you think? Now is the time. Oh. Don't you know something? I'm always going to be there. Always.
I'm going to hold you to that, counselor.
Good.
Oh, sweet dreams.
You too. I'll get it.
No, you get it. I'll get it.
I'll get it.
Okay.
You get it.
Sorry. Yes. Hey, Daddy's coming, Adam.
I'm not 100% sure, Meg, that this baby isn't mine.
Look, I've told you that over and
That's
over
all I
again.
keep thinking about.
Well, then stop thinking about it. This baby is my husband's.
How can you be so sure?
Because of some charts that Dr. Samuels gave me.
Charts?
Charts to check when I'm most fertile.
I don't get it.
Well, according to these charts, I was pregnant before you and I made love.
You know, Meg, I think the hardest time I've ever been through was when the child I helped Sierra deliver was Craig's. You helped me through that, and I'm grateful. And now you're giving me a child to carry on the Reyes family name. So, you still mad at me for tracking you down at your cousin's?
Please stop calling Josh my cousin.
Oh, that's right. You're not related by blood, so he's not really your cousin. I forgot. Even more reason why you should stay away from him.
No, there's no reason for me to stay away from him. He's a friend, and he's in trouble. If the tables were turned and I was unhappy, I know that he would be there for me.
I'd be here for you, Meg.
Unless you were out of town on a business trip or entertaining a client.
Hey, look, I'm trying to keep my business afloat. Why can't you understand that?
I do understand. I also remember that you said now that I'm pregnant, that you would give Emily some more responsibility and you would spend more time with me.
Look, there are some things that Emily can't yet handle. And there are some things about the business that I don't want her to know. Especially now that she's spending so much time with Craig.
Well, if you can't trust Emily, why don't you get rid of her?
Because it's not that simple. She's a full partner. I'd have to buy her out, and I can't afford that right now.
There's some things you're not telling me.
No, of course
Are you having
not.
trouble with the business?
Everything is fine. I'm just reinvesting some money back into the business to keep the price up in case Craig tries to buy it back.
Let's get some sleep.
Antonio, would you just hold me for a little while? I know it's silly. It's just... Well, now that I'm beginning to show, I don't know. Would you just tell me?
Tell you what, Meg?
I don't know, I was hoping you'd know without me having to tell you.
Meg, I'm not a mind reader, Let's get some sleep.
Maggie, pregnant or not, you'll always be beautiful to me.
You know what I think my biggest mistake was? Thanks. Just showing up at the Langs without calling Holden and telling him that I was going.
I think your big mistake was turning and leaving when you saw Holden and Angel together. If you'd have stuck around to find out what was going on, even if it's not what you wanted to hear, at least you wouldn't be sitting here wondering.
You're right.
Running away from things isn't easy. Even the painful ones. It just isn't the answer. Well, look at the stables last summer with Iva when the truth came out. It would have been real easy for me to run.
But you didn't. You stayed and you stuck it out.
Well, I had to. I found out I had a daughter. I mean, I had to get to know you, right?
I didn't make it easy for you, did I? But you stayed. Gosh, I admire you for that.
Well, not everybody thinks that way of me.
Well, it's getting better, isn't it? I mean, look at your friendship with Meg. You two have gotten very close. Haven't you noticed how mellow Meg is lately? I mean, maybe it's because she's pregnant and so happily married. What?
Just not a big fan of her husband's, that's all.
Join the club. No one likes Tonio. The guy is a sleaze.
Yeah, it's about time somebody gives him what he deserves, and I'd love to be the one to do it. Only I'm afraid he'd take it out on Meg.
I wouldn't put it past him. The guy has a violent streak in him.
What do you mean?
I never told this to anyone before, but when Tonio and Sierra were married, and I was still living at Lucinda's, they would stay over once in a while in the room right next to mine. And one night I heard Sierra cry out in pain, and I know it was because Tonio had hurt her.
If he ever tries anything like that with Meg, if he so much as lays a hand on her, I'll kill him.
Well, it's getting a little late. I think I'll head back to town.
Listen, Kirk, I meant what I said. I plan to pay back every cent of that loan that Lucinda gave me, plus the interest.
And like I said, take your time. Just don't tell me you're flush when I know you're not. You use the money to get solvent again, and then we'll work out a payment schedule with Lucinda.
Listen, if Mama or anybody in the family finds out I owe $13,000...
They're not going to find out about it from me. We made an agreement. I haven't said anything. I've been true to my word, haven't I?
Sometimes I don't understand you, Kirk.
Beginning to sound like Iva.
Listen, Kirk, you still didn't tell me why you called the farm pretending to be Marvin Schubert to get Holden rushing back to Chicago.
Well, you're a smart boy, Caleb. You figure it out.
Kirk, I know that Lucinda was behind it. I just want to know why.
Well, Lucinda thinks that Holden is only after Lily for her money. Now, you can understand that kind of protectiveness in a parent, can't you? I mean, that's the way Henry Lang felt about you when you were involved with Angel, isn't it?
How did you know about that?
Doesn't matter. Point is, you and Lucinda have a lot in common, don't you?
I don't know what you mean.
What, I have to spell it out for you? Look, you've grown rather fond of Lily, right? And so, just like Lucinda, you're not too eager to have Lily thinking about Holden. That's why I could tell you about the phone call, because I know you wouldn't tell Holden.
So what, you're just being a good employee, huh? Why do I think you have other reasons to keep Holden in... Lily.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. What are you two guys doing down here so late?
Well, Caleb came down here for a swim, and I came down here for a shot of fresh night air to help me sort some things out.
Yeah, me too. Pond is a great place for that.
Yeah.
Is Iva at the house?
Yeah, she's asleep.
Look, she's still going to Southampton in the morning. I wish you could talk to her to convince her that's not such a great idea.
Why? I think it's a wonderful idea she's going to see her natural father. I don't know why you're so dead set against it, Kirk.
I'm just selfish, that's all. You know, it's just going to be more people that I have to compete against for attention, right? How was your trip to Chicago?
Let's just say it didn't work out exactly the way that I had planned.
I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I think I'll head back into town if I'm going to be waking up at the crack of dawn to say goodbye to Iva. Have a good evening.
What's this about you going to Chicago?
Went to see Holden.
Did he come back with you?
No.
Why not?
Listen, I really don't want to talk about this right now. I'm very, very confused.
It's okay. Whenever you want. I've got all night.
Well, honey, I'm delighted that you and Leanne and Shannon and your newfound friend are having such a wonderful time, but it's almost midnight. Well, I know you don't have school in the morning, but Leanne does. Besides, your mother misses you. Good. Good. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Sounds like Paul and Leanne have gotten even closer since I've been gone.
Now, I hate to tell you this, but I don't think that you're the most important woman in your son's life anymore.
Well, if I have to relinquish that title to anyone, I'm glad it's someone as nice as Leanne.
Mm. I take it Tom still hasn't called the cottage. Who's that new friend that I heard you mention?
Oh, someone that is interested in having Shannon do a decorating job for Paul said that you would fill me in on the details. Isabella?
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, listen to this. One of your models got sick right before the show, and Hank was in the hospital cafeteria. He asked this girl, Isabella, out of the blue if she wants to be in the show. She says yes. It was great. See him right at home on the runway. She's a real looker.
Really?
Well, yeah, I mean, she's not a looker like you're a looker, but then you're the most beautiful looker in the world. You know, I know that we agreed to kind of table this discussion for a while, but I've been thinking about Paul, and I think that he is probably mature enough at this point to accept the idea of a little brother or sister without feeling slighted.
This is really important to you, isn't it?
Yeah. But what man wouldn't want to have a child with the woman that he loves? Isn't that why we're here?
He's very quiet now.
I guess we know the difference between the I'm hungry cry and the I need changing cry and the...
What's the I'm gonna let Mommy and Daddy get some sleep cry sound like?
It goes, fat chance it's daylight out. Wah.
Let's at least close our eyes and just try to rest before Flora gets in here with the breakfast.
Okay, I'll try. Nice try, but no cigar.
I'm so sorry. I would have knocked, but I did not want to wake the baby.
One night I heard Sierra cry out in pain. I'm sure it was because Tonio hurt her.
Josh, Tonio's found out. He's on his way here. He's gonna kill us both. Tonio, you don't understand now.
You better let me get it, Meg. It can only be bad news at this hour. Hello?
My father said I shouldn't have run off. That I should have stayed, talked to Holden, try to let him explain, but when I saw Holden and Angel together, it just hurt so much.
Yeah, it's the worst feeling in the world to find somebody you really care about in someone else's arms. But hey, maybe Josh is right. Maybe Holden has a good explanation.
You don't know how much I want to believe that. But I'm afraid it's all too possible that Holden does have some strong feelings for Angel. I mean, she's pretty, and she's innocent, and Holden and I have had a very complicated history. I wouldn't blame him if he wanted to get involved with someone new,
Look,
someone
quit
fresh.
talking like that, Lily. Now, quit selling yourself short. Any guy that would turn his back on you is nuts.
Thank you. Thank you. Caleb. Remember that night we were out here and you asked me for a hug?
Sure.
I could sure use one right now.
Lily, come on. Everything's gonna be all right. Trust me.
Well, Paul is in the shower. And guess what he asked his mama to do?
What did he ask his mama to do?
Make him a sandwich. Now, I'm sure he's been eating all night long at Tom's.
Huh, yeah. Come to think of it, sandwich is not a bad idea.
You guys are amazing. 2 sandwiches coming up.
Thanks. I know it's really early in Greece, but maybe I'll just try to put everybody's mind to rest.
Hello?
Margot? Is that really you?
Stay tuned for Guiding Light, next on most of these CBS stations. Children's Clothes by Good Lad of Philadelphia. Join us tomorrow for As the World Turns.
This is